Welcome back to Awesome Truth Reacts. We got another Smackdown recap slash review video, and we're in Seattle today. And it started off the show with Nick Aldis, tried to confront Randy Orton.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Nick Aldis was mad. That's the first time I seen him mad in a while. So it was going to get heavy, the conversation. And out of nowhere, guess who came out?
Solo Sokoa and Tama Tonga. Solo just talking trash. He's like Randy Orton is whining, crying about a WrestleMania match, even though Solo doesn't really have a WrestleMania match. But Solo just trying to get off Randy Orton nerves.
Yeah, definitely. He know how to get people mad. So out of nowhere, Solo and Tama tried to jump Randy Orton for no reason.
Yeah, they started beating up. Randy Orton was trying to fight them up. And, LA Knight been having problems with Bloodline 2.0. And, LA Knight came and helped, help Randy Orton.
And that's where you already knew that the main event was going to be a tag team match between Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Randy Orton.
Yeah, LA Knight said, Nick Aldis, can we make it confirm? And then he said, yeah. And
so now we're going to talk about the Gauntlet match, which was an incredible match. And both of our prediction was actually pretty close.
Yeah, it was the final two. It was, Alba Fire and Piper and Evans.
My prediction.
And then my prediction, Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. And by the way, Lyra Valkyria and Bayley were number one in the Gauntlet match. And they defeated all the tag teams in the Gauntlet match, including, Alba Fire and Piper and Evans. They had pretty good matches with everybody else. So it was
except for Natalia MSC, which we already talked about in the past. There was a communique that worked for some reason.
Yeah, Maxine wanted to oppress Natalia with, the sharpshooter, even though Natalia was like, tag me. And then, he didn't tag, and then they got a roll up, and Maxine,
She got, oops, I lost.
So yeah, that didn't really work out for Maxine. But back to the main course of this match with Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. They were actually a pretty solid tag team, and I think they were the most important people to be in this match, and it's the perfect people to fight.
And they proved themselves. They beat all the tag team. So that was the number one in Gauntlet, and that was win. Because usually in the Gauntlet, when you're number one, it's hard and it's difficult to become the winner. So great match, solid match.
Yes, and now we have a WrestleMania match confirmed with Raquel and Liv Morgan versus Lyra and Bayley. They don't look too much of a random tag team after the Gauntlet match, so it makes the match a little more exciting.
Definitely.
So we have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest facing off with each other. Damian Priest comes and enters, and Drew McIntyre, attacks him.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I actually spoke about it on my last video that I wanted them to do a face-off promo, but it's ended up being, again, another fight. Like, they really don't like each other.
And it kind of makes sense after what they just built up right now. So Drew McIntyre started talking, talking more trash about Damian. Then Damian, for some reason, comes back, and Drew McIntyre just destroyed Damian. Even took his his cross necklace, Damian Priest, so Drew McIntyre just laughing, an evil villain. And it makes sense why they're always fighting, like you said, because after this they just announced that they're gonna have a street fight match. So that's why they're always fighting in this rivalry, because it's a street fight match.
There's no talk on the rivalry. It's just pure fight, which is not bad. So it makes sense, like you said, it makes sense. Since they go do promo and talk, they just fight. Let's make it a street fight. So
might as well.
And for WrestleMania, that's gonna be dope.
Yes.
So the next segment we have Ray Phoenix against Berto, which they both gave a great solid match. And of course, Ray Phoenix went, and for some reason Escobar came out. I wasn't sure what's the reason. What you thought about that part?
I thought the reason was because he was trying to, check on his teammates, and he's kind of, not happy with his teammate after, Ray Phoenix, defeated him. And now Santo is probably, recruiting him to be in,
Yeah, because it's weird that once his teammate lost and Santo want him to shake his hand. Even Angel was kind of confused. You would think?
Yeah, everybody was really confused about this, but Santos sees a better start than Ray Phoenix than Berto right now. So yeah,
Yeah, I think you might be right. He might be trying to have Phoenix join. So I don't think it's gonna happen. But let's see what happened with the storyline.
so in our next segment we have Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green, and a very short and sweet match because Chelsea Green was like talking mad like trash outside of the ring, not realizing the ref was counting out.
Yeah, because the ring started. They started fight outside. And there's four for a while. I think he even noticed because I think ref was counting, but Chelsea Green threw Selena Vega in the ring, and she just took his trash, and she got counted out, which kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I guess this is a good way for Chelsea Green to not get pinned and Zelina to get a number one contender match with Chelsea Green whenever that's going to happen.
So on the next segment, we're gonna see Naomi doing her heel promo, which I'm not gonna lie, I like the heel pro. I like the heel Naomi, and she was real scary, real crazy.
Yeah, I like the craziness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Also might be right. I like heel character, but no, she carrying it right now,
No,
and she making the story way more better. I'm sorry. Also, tell me.
I think they're equally doing the storyline pretty good, but Naomi's doing really good. I don't think Naomi's carrying it. I don't think Jay Cargill is carrying it. I think they're equally doing good. But yeah, Naomi, I like the crazy characters always are like one of my favorite characters. Like she thinks she did something right even though she's not doing something right. But in her point of view, she thinks she's doing it good. Those are one of the best characters. I just wish they changed her theme song and she doesn't have glow boots. I know you say she's not glowing, but the caution thing is still glowing. She still got a glow theme song. I know you don't agree with me with that, but I feel like they should change everything, but that's just me.
No, they really just need to change that with the hair
Because
character.
she's still glowing. Even though you don't think she's glowing, she's glowing. So now Jay Cargill got her time to, start talking. And then Jay Cargill is talking about just being upset about Naomi. And you can't really blame Jay Cargill. She got crashed in the car, lost her tag team partner, lost her best friend, all over because Naomi was just being jealous.
No, she was being jealous. And to I know that Naomi's not carrying the whole storyline. Jay is also get a killer promo too. I just love how Naomi's doing heel job perfect and Jay's doing the face perfect. That they both doing this story. They're gonna be the first match in WrestleMania with no belt
since 2006. It's been a long time. Like it's been a long time because women they only have the title matches. But the storyline is one of the best storylines going to WrestleMania, so it definitely deserves a spot for WrestleMania.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Naomi is just carrying it for the storyline, but on the heel side, Ogie. On the face side, Jay is carrying it too. So props to both of them because no title match and they make it to WrestleMania.
I know that's really good.
And interested? Come on.
Yes.
This is going to be great. I want to watch it.
Yes. So we got Cody Rhodes talking about the history of the WWE Championship. I was wondering what he's going to talk about. They were bringing out all the gold, even the WWF Championship.
Yeah, where it used to be Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
They got the Wing Eagle belt. I know that's the Attitude Era belt. They had the Spinner belt. They had the Ruthless Aggressive belt where Eddie had it. So it was cool that, Cody Rhodes was, just going to the history, talk about Undertaker, talk about Eddie, and then he talks about John Cena.
Yeah, because especially we were talking about the Spinner belt. It's where he turned the Spinner belt. He started talking about John Cena. That was a great transition to talk about John Cena because he was showing all the belt. The Worldwide Wrestling belt, the blue one, it looked man old school. Not gonna lie.
It does look old school.
But I love how they remodeled the old school belt. That's one of my favorite things that they did in this promo.
Yeah, because the crowd was basically saying John Cena, and then Cody Rhodes said John Cena's not here, but apparently he's going to be here next week in Vegas, of course, where, WrestleMania is going to be. So that could be a nice final interaction before WrestleMania for Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and maybe like you want for them to do, they can fight a little more.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I want a little bit of everything. So I love how this is going. Like, it's different. They keep switching it up.
Yeah, this was very interesting. Like, because in the beginning, Cody was talking, but then they did something different with the Miz TV.
Yeah.
And then this, it wasn't just Cody Rhodes calling out John Cena. It's talking about the history in the WWE title. Remember, John Cena wants to take that belt away from the fans, from everybody. So it's very ironic that Cody Rhodes is talking about all the history about the belt because John Cena tried to take out the belt. So this is really cool.
Yeah, we doing it for the history now. This match is important for the history.
It is important for the history. This is a big history match.
It's gonna be the main event.
Yeah, it's a lot of history because John Cena is gonna break a record. He might take the belt home, and we'll see what happens after that.
So on the next segment, we have the tag team champ. Actually, the SmackDown tag team champ. And out of nowhere, the Miz and Carmelo Hayes come out and talk trash.
Yeah, the Street Profits are the World Tag Team Championships. They don't do SmackDown no more. They're like the World Heavyweight, like the Spirited Championships. So the Miz and Carmelo Hayes comes in there. The Miz talking trash. Talk about his record like he always does. And if you have a big record like that, why would you not always flex about it?
Yeah, 9 times tag team champion.
9-time tag team title. He's trying to make it 10 with Carmelo Hayes.
Where Carmelo no Miz, which I like that part.
Melo no Miz is good, but then he says awesome him. That doesn't really work. I know Carmelo doesn't really feel that part, but he's letting it slide more now.
Yeah, but they need to find a tag team name because they actually.
I like Melo no Miz.
I'm a little surprised about Miz and Carmelo because I think he thought it was gonna work at first.
Yeah, it was short because they don't really need that much tag teams. They got good division already, but if Carmelo and the Miz are not, they're free, might as well put them together if they have good chemistry. So why not?
Yeah, they're actually working much better than I thought. I'm kind of surprised and glad at the same time.
Yeah, because the Miz is, weirdly to say this, because I've been watching the Miz career. He's a veteran, so it's good to, for him to, teach Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes is young. He's going to have a good career. So
yeah, he's still young in the game.
So him doing this tag team stuff with the Miz, it's not going to really hurt anybody, to be honest.
Definitely.
So it's going to be fun.
Definitely. It's going to be, and it was a great promo between all of them. They all got something to say, so can't wait. I don't even know what's going to happen. We know how it ended.
I don't really remember. I just know that this is not going to be their first, competition. I know they still got a little, beef with Pretty Deadly from last week.
It's like a future story being set up.
So, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see.
So, on the next segment, we had Roxanne against Tiffy. And to be honest, it was kind of a quick match. It was a solid match, but it was kind of quick. And after the match, I wasn't really surprised. Charlie just came out of nowhere.
And started just beating up Tiffany, just standing on top of Tiffany. And then even we see this picture right here. Wade Barrett's like, you could get fired. And Charlotte don't care. She's Charlotte Flair. She's not going to get fired.
Yeah. Thank God that Wade Barrett was there because she was going to continue. And it wasn't looking good for Tiffany. Which I love Tiffany time. So let's see what happened. It's crazy. I don't know. It's not looking good for Tiffany time right now. It might be Charlotte time. Hope not.
So back on our next match, we're going to have LA Knight and Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa.
It was a quick, solid match and ended real simple. Like, it ended up with Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton fighting outside and just leaving the match, leaving LA Knight with Tama Tonga by itself.
And the LA Knight BFTs him and, be, Tama
Tonga. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, we see Jacob Fatu and attacking LA Knight for no reason. What do you think?
Yeah, Jacob Fatu just no reason. Well, he's trying to, chase for the United States Championship. I feel like that's a big reason.
No, that's a good reason. Sorry, tell me.
But yeah, Jacob Fatu, nastily licks the United States title because that's what he wants to be his property right now. LA Knight doesn't look good for him right now, but holding that title is not a good curse. It's not a good thing.
It's not good for Jacob.
But it's Jacob Fatu, so take it a grain of salt. It's still Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, he's having a horrible year, so I'm kind of scared for LA9 because Jacob is having a great year and it's not looking too good. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like 50-50 for me. Yeah.
No, it's a 50-50,
So
but
we'll see. Yeah.
it's going to be tough for WrestleMania.
It's going to be tough, yes. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so this was like a great SmackDown. We love the episode, and if you like what we doing, especially with the recap, you can always follow us at
Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe on our YouTube page. Our TikTok is where all the WWE, like reaction clips are, and to see our reactions, live.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for watching us, and peace.